Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a scene for the living world of darkness, changeling dreaming venue. This scene takes place at the underground fight club of Kiss My Shamrock. Lights are dim and there's two people sitting next to a body that has been burning and slowly crumbling away. Where Brooke's body was put, or rather left. Now it is mostly ash and flame. The bomber jacket on her, unharmed. The body crumples in. The ash pile folds in on itself. The flames begin to sputter. And there's a flicker of light that dies for just a moment. And then a great gout of flame reaches out towards the sky, and the body, the ashes are lifted. They begin to circle around this small column of flame, slowly rebuilding Brooke's body. The last thing you remember, Brooke, was standing on your own 2 feet, your arms up in front, protecting yourself from this monster, this being with teeth, this eternal source of hunger. Dodge to the right, you dodge to the left, and it just keeps biting at you, and then it lands. It grabs you by the leg, and it rips a large portion of your body off. You can remember the sound of bone breaking. You can hear the sound of flesh tearing. And then the darkness sets in. Cold. Forgotten. Empty. Like being dropped into a sensory deprivation tank somewhere at the bottom of the ocean. No light, no movement, no pressure, no sound. And then you feel warmth. You feel fire. You feel heat, and you feel alive. You're laying on your back, looking up towards the ceiling with some relatively nice scorch marks and a very ornate pattern. Your left hip hurts. You feel warm.
Is my bomber jacket on me, or Was it kind of
It
left
is
under me?
on you.
Okay. She's gonna kind of grab the like the very edge of the sleeves, just kind of as something to comfort her, to ground her, that she's here, kind of a symbol of that.
It's solid. You can feel the canvas of the fighting floor. There's a slight smell of barbecue in the air. Faint tinge of copper still floats.
She's gonna kind of look around, not like moving her head, but just her eyes, kind of trying to figure out where she is.
You look around, you see rafters and ceiling, boards lined in parallel. Off to your right, your senses come back. You begin to hear sobbing.
I'm gonna look in that direction.
You see your dad.
How far away is he? Like,
You would have to get up and move 10-ish feet, give or take. Near the edge of the ring, you were kind of in the middle.
mm-hmm. She's gonna kind of push herself up into a sitting position with like her arms behind her back, like off, or just behind her, I guess. Her breathing is shaky. She's still kind of feeling that fear of having a piece of you torn off. She doesn't trust her voice though. So she's just gonna kind of sit there and just try to make sure that she has enough strength just to sit up.
Your muscles are stiff, but they have the strength. You can sit up. You can move.
She's gonna not get up and walk, but kind of just scooch her way to her dad. Unless there's like a lot of blood on the floor still, then she might get up.
There's a decent amount of blood on the floor, but it's dry and it's been cleaned to the best of its abilities.
I'll say she gets up anyway.
Okay.
And kind of walks around the dried blood and kind of probably actually tries to step over whatever like streaks of blood there might be from the cleanup or whatever. And she's gonna walk over to her dad and will I have to like open the door to the cage or something, or is it like?
No, the cage walls have gone down.
Mhm.
It's more at this point just a slightly raised mat on the ground.
She'll walk over next to him, sit down on the ground, and just kind of lean her head on him.
He lets out a startled gasp and he jumps. And he looks at you. His eyes are filled heavily with emotion between relief and sadness and a little bit of anger.
She's gonna like hold her hand out for him to like hold.
And he looks up and goes, Why? Why would you do this?
Do what?
Why would you get in the cage? Why would you fight? Why would you come here?
It was just supposed to be a fist fight.
I was told there were other fights that night that there were different rules.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you risk it?
I didn't think I was risking anything. I thought it was just gonna be a fight between me and my friend.
Your friend. The one who did this to you was a friend. The one who killed you.
I thought she was.
And that's when it sinks in. That's when it hits. That you died.
Wait, does it hit me or him?
You.
Yep. I think she kind of knew that she was dead. She just wasn't 100% sure until he said it, until anyone said it. It was just kind of a feeling she had that she wasn't sure about. And again, she kind of has to lean back and support herself with her arms. She killed me.
Yeah. Real dead. Real dead. And a lot of people saw it.
Isn't there a rule against that?
Yeah, there is.
What's going to happen?
I'm not part of the world anymore, so never was. It'll go to courts, either formal or public opinion.
I want her dead.
You aren't the only one. But this is the world you now live in, where it is danger, it is absurdity, it is friends doing friendly things that turn lethal at a moment's notice.
And you see in her eyes, or just her general demeanor, where earlier she was just, trying to defend her actions and she wasn't even thinking about what happened. Now that she's at least had a moment, at first, like at the beginning of that moment, it was just shock, kind of just almost denial that she had actually kind of died. Because even though she had that feeling, it's like, oh, well, I've had weird feelings before. It's whatever. But then it slowly turned into anger, just as hot as, the fire that brought her back. And she's, her hands on the ground have kind of turned into fists. Her body is just tense. And for the first time, she actually looks down at where Shea took a bite out of her. And her muscles just kind of tense up just that much more.
And where Shea bit you, there is noticeable scar tissue, much like when the shark bit you. Very similar. You were missing some flesh. It was nimble and spry, but is now scarred and ugly.
At least I have a matching pair now.
What was, if this didn't work, if this ref wasn't here tonight, there isn't another ref that could do that. If there wasn't somebody else, how do you expect me to tell your mom and your sisters that you died?
She just glares at him. Are you fucking serious? Are you making this about you? I fucking died. And all you're thinking about is, oh, how am I going to tell everyone else?
How is your mom supposed to? This isn't something your mom doesn't know, your sister doesn't know. I said
I
you went out
know
with
they
drinks
don't
with
know.
the
Hell, I
Greg.
didn't even know last month. A fucking month ago, I didn't know any of this existed. And now I died and had some magic bring me back to life? How the fuck do you think I'm dealing with this? And she gets up, kind of in a huff, and stomps over to where the bar was, at least that night.
There is a bar. It's got the soda gun, but all the booze has been removed.
Motherfucker. She just leans against it. And apparently thunder rumbles behind her.
Apparently, punctuated by Grace.
Mm-hmm. It's part of being a Selkie.
Yep. And I'd go, so I did everything I could to save you, keep this from you.
And so did Grandpa. So did Great-Grandpa. And everyone before that. But the fact of the matter is, I found the code.
You did. You found the code. And now I hope you really understand why we hit it. There might not be someone who can bring you back next time. There might not be another chance.
So what am I supposed to do? Hide from everyone I've met so far who's a part of this world. Be Daddy's good little girl, working on the boat, catching fish, just ignoring every magical thing that goes on around me. Up until the point that I meet whoever I'm supposed to meet, marry them, pop out babies for them like a fucking Game of Thrones character.
This isn't something I have an answer for. Because we don't know what will happen now that you've put on the coat. If what'll happen to it if you don't find this guy, if you don't get married, if you that and honestly I don't care about the coat. I don't care about the curse or the weight. I care about my daughter.
She just
You
kind
haven't
of
been wearing it for long. Won't take long. The memories will fade. Stuff will. Your brain will fill in the gaps. You take it off.
I'm not taking it off. I may be your daughter, but I'm not your only daughter. And I'm not submitting any of my sisters to a forced marriage. This is the curse that I must bear. I'm not going to pass it on to anyone else. even if generations go by and it's just some other girl in our family. This is my responsibility now, Dad. And you've always told me not to ignore my responsibilities, to own up to them. And that's what I'm doing.
If that's what you think is best, then I need to protect your mom and your sisters, and I need to protect you. But if you won't listen, if you won't try and understand where I am coming from as the father, as your father, as your mother's husband, how do you? Yeah, if this is what you want to do, then
it's not what I want to do, it's what I have to do.
and he just kind of sits there in his little chair and he looks down. If the magical world and your responsibilities are these magical, crazy responsibilities are so real and demanding on you, then maybe that's the world you should go live in. These magical duties and responsibilities don't keep the lights on. They don't pay your sister's tuition. They don't keep you alive. If you want to live in this magical world, then maybe you should find a magical place to live.
Maybe I will. She gets up. Kind of actually push it. If the bar is like movable.
It's movable. It's one of those wheelable, like, mini micro bars.
She pushes it when she gets up and then just walks up the stairs. And let me just check the thing about legacies. Do you have to do a willpower roll when you go against them, or?
Use a point of willpower.
Okay. Because I think I have not been acting very squirely to my dad right now.
No.
I also think that a legacy change or court change is going on.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, that's why I put on the second overlay. So yeah, she just walks out on him. Although she might come back in if she doesn't have her phone on her or anything. Just get her stuff.
You walk in. He's just going to sit there quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk out the door into that big magical world all by yourself. Thank you, watchers, all multiple of you for watching. Thank you, players, for playing.